Hi, and welcome to this week's video. As you can see, we've had some issues getting to the boat. It's been a little bit snowy, so we decided to tackle a couple of things that we could do from home. The first thing was to work on the new to us tender. We got this tender at a very good price because it had some issues. It had lain in the elements for over a year, and when we first looked, it was full of green water and rotting leaves. So we emptied it out, took it home and gave it a try, only to find out that very quickly there was as much water in the boat as there was in the sea. So here's how we not only fixed it, but made it stronger and last longer. Now, I turned the dinghy around and had a look at this on the other side, and there does seem to be some cracks that go right through here. I can only imagine it was done on a trailer or something like that, maybe banging as it went over bumps or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wee Dremel type tool and route this out a bit and just get it ready for epoxy and fiberglass. You can see that goes right through there. You can see here where all the fiberglass is actually just glass. I don't think that's been saturated from factory though, or it wouldn't be like that.
No, it's just like it's dry. It's not had any.
It's not had any resin on it. going to put the flat coat on this. Give it a quick go over. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I was paying attention into this bit here because it looks, I'll just take these in closer. I don't know if you can see this darker area in here. There was actually fairing compound that was darker than the rest in there. To be honest, it looked more like car body filler. So I think somebody's definitely tried to repair this before. Okay, I'm just, we're back at this rib and I'm going to just give this a hand sand on just on a sanding block, just to get any edges and undulations off it, and then we'll clean it with some acetone. Now, I've done a little bit more sanding than I initially thought, just because I want it smooth. I don't want dips that are going to hold air bubbles and things like that. So, as you can see, all the ridges that the angle grinder made is gone now. Actually, there's some there. So I'll just give this a wee bit. Now I'll just use my Disney Princess cloth here and some acetone. It's just a 99.5% acetone, and all I'm going to do is give this a wipe. It'll take any grease off my hands and things and any bits of dirt that's left on round about it, so it gives it a nice clean surface to adhere to. While I remember, I just want to thank Dan O'Brien for his comment regarding the exhaust. The instructions were in Mandarin and the pictures on the instructions weren't really clear, so I ended up putting the exhaust on back to front. But thanks to Dan, I've turned it back the right way. It's nice and flush. My OCD is nice and calm, so thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Anyway, we'll go back to this cleaning. It did look quite weird, the exhaust, the way it was sitting, and I did wonder about it, but as I said, the instructions weren't the greatest and my Mandarin is absolutely terrible, so the only reason I know it was Mandarin is because I tried Google Translate. Anyway, that's nice and clean, and I've got gloves on. I could only get medium gloves this time, so they're so tight that they look painted on, and you can actually see the cuts and grazes on my hands through them. And I can't quite work out whether I've got any feeling in my hands just now, but anyway. Right, this area here is deeper than the rest, and it's actually got a hole that I think somebody's actually drilled it through before.
It's very round, isn't it?
Aye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out small pieces for this, and then it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger until it's coming round here, and then I'm going to cut pieces for this. I just realised what shape that looks like.
Nothing.
It was entirely accidental. Aye, and I'm running my fingers up it. We'll get pieces of fiberglass cut for to go up this shape as well, and then we'll get a piece that'll come right up and cover the whole thing and just tuck over that lip. I want to leave this drain plug clear, so I'll just tuck it over here, and then we'll get the epoxy mixed and we'll start applying it. Just taking this out because I want it to feather, just to blend out. So that one will go in there second, I think. I need something smaller than that. This one will go in first. I might actually put two of them in. So that can be number 1, then number 2, then number 3. Let me see what size this is. So I can put that into there. I'll just cut this.
It's worth keeping all the wee scraps.
Aye, it is, because there's always wee
little
bits.
jobs.
Right, so that can sit in there like that. And then I need something slightly bigger than that. Okay, then again, I'll take a half circle out here, or a semicircle, just for to accommodate the plug. And then after that, I'll get all these wee bits out the way before my hands get sticky. Again, just trying to cut a bit out there to accommodate that. There, like that. I'm going to cut this a wee bit neater because that will just get stuck to everything as soon as I get the epoxy out. Right. After that, I'm going to put this stuff on, which is finer. This stuff's good and it's strong for structure, and this is where the damaged area was here, and there was just some spider cracking in the gel coat here and a couple of wee divots out, so it's still good and strong structurally. So I'll put this stuff on it, and it will just give it that protection and that wee bit extra strength, and it's also a lot smoother. As you can see, the texture is smoother, so you don't have to put as much gel coat on as you would with that. So I'll put it on here, and then I'll put the length on up there, and then I'll be able to sand it. I will no need to sand it quite as much and then I'll put gel coat over the top of it, and it'll make it a really good repair, that's the word. Once I've got that done and I've got it sanded ready for paint, then we can turn the boat round the other way and we'll repair the outside as well. I may actually strengthen it a bit extra on the outside, not enough that it would affect the hydrodynamics, but just a wee bit extra strength, because that seems to be the area of the boat that's got all the damage. So I'll just give it that wee bit extra. Now then, I'm just going to paint this whole thing as I go, and I want to get it well in there. Want to make sure it's wet out good and proper. And push it into that hole. Now you may be wondering why I'm not filling the hole from this side. It's easier with gravity to fill it from the other side when the boat's lying on its back.
I want the wind to carry me far away from here, and as I fly, I'll take with me moments left behind. I want the sea to rescue me and carry me away. I let the waves wash over me and listen for the voices of the tide. Seasons, they won't wait for me. Swiftly they pass by. With each new breath, new roads ahead, embracing every moment as my guide.
Okay, well that's it dried. Now I'm going to have to sand this part off here, but I expected that. And then I'll have to sand this plug here. But as you can see, I mean, the white that you can see up here and up here, that was the gel coat that was lying under it, so there's no actually any air bubbles sitting under there. Just try to zoom in a wee bit so you can see it. All the white underneath it is a gel coat. so it's taken well. There's no air bubbles or delaminations or anything. This wee light just doesn't like me. As you can see, this here, that's needing sanded. And as I said, there's a bit down here needing sanded. Down in here, and there's some drips. But it's taken really well. And as you can hear, it's nice and hard. So I'll get that sanded down. Now we're back at this small rib here, and as I said when I got it, it had been sitting for a while with water and things in it, and it was underneath a Douglas fir, and it looks like we've got all the rubbish out it. It's not until you put your hands right in the seams that you can actually see all the rubbish that's still in there. So I'm going to get it all hoovered out properly just now, just so there's nothing in there. Then we'll get it flipped over, and then we'll start sanding it and getting things ready and looking at them properly. Now this is the underside of the bit that I repaired earlier on, and as you can see, it's got some damage here, and it's got this wee hole, but it's also, the gel coat's completely off it, and it's been repaired a couple of times by the looks of it. And I'm just looking, and I think, to be honest, I might actually put a rubbing streak on here. Nothing too deep, just half an inch or something, and then fiberglass that in completely. That way when we're dragging it up beaches and things, it's got a sacrificial rubbing streak on it, and it's not actually destroying the hull. I think that's the way I'm going to go. It'll start off broader at the base and go thinner towards the front. It'll go broader at the stern and thin down towards the bow. I think that would be a way to go. And there's been repairs here and there on it. I got quite a lot of repair stuff as well, so we might have a look at that. There's nothing major on it. There's a few wee scratches and dents here and there, but nothing too major. This area here at the bow usually gets the majority of it, and as you can see, the gel coat is rubbed through and kind of broken in places, but that'll be covered with the rubbing streak, or the rub rail, or whatever you want to call it. I've got this, it's pine, but as I said, this is only going to be sacrificial, and this will be absolutely sealed in epoxy before it goes on the boat. And then there will be epoxy on here and fiberglass on top of it. As I said, it's literally sacrificial. It's something that I can just patch up over and over and over again so that the hull of the boat actually stays okay. So what I'm doing is, I've got a flat section here that tapers down towards the bow. So I've got this here, and I'm just going to mark it here at the edge of the flat section on this side, and then I'm going to go down there and I'm going to mark it on there, and then I'll rip it down the centre just to fit it. Now it's literally an inch on this here. I'm going to cut it to there because this part here really curves a lot. So this whole thing wouldn't actually bend onto this. So I'm going to cut this with slices in the back so that it'll conform to the shape of here. And I'll bring it right up to the point here, I think. And that, as I said, that will just give us that bit of extra sacrificial material that when we're dragging it up and down pebble beaches and sand and things for years to come, it won't actually rub through the hull like has happened here at the back. As I said, we've got rub through here, that's right through to fiberglass there. Just getting this roughly measured up. That'll need a bit of a sand. I might actually do a second layer just to make it a bit deeper. The edges will need sanded on things on this, and then that'll be ready to go. But I think I might actually make a second one and sandwich them together just to get a wee bit more depth. Wow, almost as if somebody planned that.
Ooh, look, I can get two out of the one. Good.
That's exactly. Two out of the same piece of wood.
Yep.
And the measure exactly right the way along.
Perfect. That saves cutting another piece.
You know, my mother always said that could make something out of nothing. I have a feeling she meant something else, but anyway, yes, I'll take that as a win. And then we can cut this and shape it running the front.
Yeah.
Now if I put the grooved sides together, that should leave more epoxy touching each other when we glue it together. Yes, that'll do. And that's about 3/4 of an inch, or about 2 centimetres roughly. So that'll do. By the time it's got fiberglass on it, it'll be an inch deep. And it'll be good and strong.
And it'll last ages.
Aye, it'll certainly last a few years. Especially if we take care of the boat and don't just crash into rocks and things by the looks of it, because there's some really deep gouges out there. Aye, we'll take care of this wee boat. Just giving this a good stand, just making sure all the rough edges are off it and any wee stray fibres are taken off, so that it gets a good bond to the other one and then onto the hull. Now Sally's just given this a clean with acetone, just to get any grease and dirt off the hull. There was a comment in the last video that Sally was using acetone, that she should be wearing gloves. You can see she is now wearing gloves. I threatened to keel haul her if she didn't.
Oh, and it's a catamaran, so it's a double keel haul.
Ah, well, double the fun.
For you, maybe.
Went from 398 to 409 straight away. I'll just get some of this lovely silica. You don't want it going too fast to start with, because this silica is really bad to breathe in.
And if you mix the silica in before you put the hardener in, it gives you more time, doesn't it?
Well, that's the way I've always done it, and it seems to work well. Some people do it the opposite way. I get the weight of the raw resin, so that I know how much extra to put in, how much hardener to put in it. And then I'll mix it up. Now a lot of people will look at that and think, oh, there's a lot of lumps in there. And there is. But once this starts getting thicker, the machine will break those lumps up as I mix it. so you don't have to worry about it too much as it is. I mean, if you want to go sieving it and things like that, more power to you. I just don't have the patience for it. You want to kick up as little dust as possible. I'm just doing that to clean the mixer. As you can see, now that it's getting thicker, all those lumps are breaking up. Now then, let's get this on while it's still nice and soft. I'm putting a nice bed on it so that it marries up nice with the wood, just in case there's any imperfections or any high or low spots. I'm putting a nice base layer on it so everything will marry up as it should. I've got to be kind of quick about it because this will go off quite fast in the heat. Now, you'll probably hear the extractor fan in the background there. We've got it on because this stuff absolutely stinks and we don't want to stink the house out. I just had to mix up another batch there quickly, just to do this fillet. My hand's sticking to the spatula. I want to get it relatively neat so that I've got to do as little sanding as possible. This rub rail or rub strip, it doesn't have to be too precise. Bear in mind that it's a 4 horsepower engine that's going on this, and it's never going to be planing at high speed or anything like that. So it shouldn't affect the stability or the trajectory too much. This is literally just for pulling along from the boat to the beach and from the beach to the boat or to the dock. Now we've got the boat outside so that we can grind it right down without too much dust in the house. Once we've got that done, we'll bring it back in and we'll clean it down with acetone, and then we'll look at doing the fiberglass.
But you can protect me now, I know I'll be on your mind. No looking back, now my future's getting brighter. Tryna keep you where this time, cause I don't wanna feel the pride that you had in every fight we had, on and on again. I won't let you control me, I won't let you forget me. When you look in her eyes, you only gonna see me. falling, falling with the wind. And I'm no longer drowning in the deep. And I'm leaving all that was, all those troubled times. And if I could just let go and take your hand in mine and move. And I am learning to let go. And I am moving to only a memory remains. And I'm leaving all that was, all those troubled times, leaving them behind. If I could just let go and take your hand in mine to move with the hands of time, the wind to carry me far away from here. And I'm leaving all that was, all those troubled times, moments left behind. If I could just let go and take your hand in mine and move with the hands of time.
Okay, now we've got the fiberglass and the epoxy on this, and as you can see, that new rub strip is well fiberglassed in. It's good and strong, and I've got the fairing compound in the sides and things, which will flex with the boat, but that rub strip will also give the hull a bit more strength. It's not perfect. Very little that I do ever is, but it's good enough. It's smooth. There's no nothing that's going to make it veer off centre or anything like that. There's nothing that's going to catch the water as we go through it. So the next thing is all these seams here, right round the boat. I'm just going to go around and check, make sure there's no small holes, and if there is, we've got this Dr. Boat stuff. Now, we're not sponsored by it, and it's the first time I've actually used this. From what I understand, it's the same material as this plastic, is it PVC? So it actually hardens like this, but it's flexible at the same time. And rather than having to put a patch over things, you can actually just inject this over the top of it, wait a few minutes, and then put more over it, and it actually bonds and seals cuts up to, is it 3 inches? Aye, so you don't even have to patch it, you can just go over it. So what I intend to do is just use one of these plunger things that you get with the epoxy or with the polyester resin. I'll use one of these, and I'm just going to run it into any wee gaps that I see right round about this. Then we'll give it a quick sand and we'll paint the hull and the transom. I think we'll give it 2 or 3 coats, and it'll be a 2-pack epoxy paint that we're using. We're going to paint it the same colour as the deck on the catamaran, just to match, and because we've got extra. Now it's actually really thick, you can see how long it's taken to come up inside the syringe here. Obviously this syringe will be for the bin after it because it'll just be no good anymore. It's like boogers. But as I said, I might actually put that up there rather than have it on the floor. These areas here that I'm not 100% sure if it's wee holes or not, but it's just worth injecting a wee bead in here and just inject it into the hole as well, so that it runs right along here. As I said, this stuff apparently is the same material as the tubes are made from, so you can just inject it straight onto cuts. I've never used it before, but we'll find out pretty soon. I'm just going to go all the way around this, and then I'll leave it to dry and see how it works. It really does look like snot though. Now that we've got that Dr. Boat round every crack and crevice in the boat, we're just starting to give it its first coat of 2-pack epoxy paint. As I said, it's the same colour as the hull, as the deck of the catamaran, so it'll match and it'll be really easy to identify in a dinghy dock and things like that. Hi, and welcome to the latest edition of Mark Goes Sanding. Again. Now, I had to cut the camera there because that was supposed to be a wee skit like a lot of other YouTube channels to go, and we just couldn't stop ourselves from laughing at it, so yeah. Anyway, Mark is going sanding, and this is the patches we put on before. So I'm just going to sand this and make sure it's ready for the paint and things. And then the whole inner hull is going to get cleaned and then acetoned. So yeah, fun times. More sanding. Now I'm going to give it a slight pump up just to inflate the tubes a little bit. I don't want it at full pressure because we won't be able to get into all the crevices and creases. But I'm just going to, as I said, give it a quick pump up. Just enough so that we can see what's what and get into all the parts that we need. Now, Sally, that you're in this boat, does it feel more stable? Does it sit in the water better?
Rocking on the kitchen floor. The things that happen in this kitchen.
You would be amazed at the things I've built in this place.
So it's not going to get all the green off. But it'll be cleaner. Clean enough to do the paint.
Once the acetone goes on, acetone kills everything, so aye. Even if we've got to go over it a few times, we'll get it nice and clean and we'll come back in for acetone and paint. Now that that's dried, it's been acetoned? It's been acetoned and cleaned, and that's it ready for paint. Now you might ask yourself why we're going to so much trouble with this, to do all the repairs and things like that. And the short answer is because we couldn't afford a boat like this. This boat, when it's in good working condition or when they're new, they're worth a lot of money. And in fairness, you can feel the quality difference between this and the one that we got from Amazon. This boat is probably about 10 times the price of the one we got, but it is much better quality, and in my opinion it's worth repairing and saving and keeping going for another 10 years. So I have no problem putting some time and effort and a bit of paint and epoxy in that cost me very little to end up with a product that I can use for years, that is high quality and that will do the job we need it to do. So anyway, let's crack on and we'll get this thing painted. Now then, let's see how well I can get this done and how little mess I can make. I just want to go around that rim first. I think it's actually looking quite good with this blue.
Aye, it's a nice colour.
Now, that's just the first coat. It will need a second coat when it's done, or when this one's dried. But I think that's looking quite good. I can see a small, focus. I can see a small bit there that I'm going to have to catch with acetone. But other than that, I think that's looking quite good. Before we finish this week's video, I just wanted to put a wee segment in here. These videos are just about us and our journey from nothing to living aboard a bigger catamaran. Now, it's never going to be one of those £500,000 things. It's always going to be one of those quite old, needing a lot of work type of catamarans. And you know, even then it will be a stretch for us. But this is just about our journey kind of building up and trading up, so to speak. And you know, how we get round the problem of not having a lot of money, you know, fixing things rather than buying things and that type of thing. So I mean, we're well aware that there are a lot of catamarans that no matter how hard we save, we'll never be able to afford. But I'm sure we'll be able to afford one of the older ones. We might even be able to find one that's lying abandoned that we can get for a token price like other YouTube channels have. So I think rather than focusing on the problems and the negatives, we're hopeful and we're working hard towards our goal, and we'll just keep on going until we get there. We're also aware that there are people that are an awful lot worse off than us, and we're not trying to diminish their struggle at all. We're just documenting how we approach the problems of lack of money and still try to live the life that we want and achieve our hopes and dreams. You know, it is possible to get around the world on a catamaran with a very minimal budget, and we'll just keep on going until we get that.
I think we're both fortunate that we have hands-on skills that we've learned from childhood. The way we were brought up, we learned to make things, we learned to mend things, and we're able to carry on using those skills now and transfer them onto the boat.
Aye, absolutely. As I said, we're not trying to diminish anybody else's struggle. We've been in a lot worse positions than we are now, so we're very fortunate in a lot of senses. And as Sally said, we're fortunate that we're fit and healthy, and we do have some life skills that allow us to fix things and mend and make do type thing. Anyway, on that note, I think we're going to end this week's video here. And thank you very much for watching. If you wouldn't mind, like, share and subscribe. Your support absolutely means the world to us, and thank you very much. And a super thank you to our fantastic Ko-fi supporters and Patreons. You're helping more than you know.
So, yes, thank you very much for watching, and please come back next week and we'll see you soon.
Aye, take care, we'll see you next week.